Shalom, everyone. Today, my name is Bat Yahweh, and today I'm gonna make a presentation, and the presentation is called "Humble." How to humble yourself as a child for Yahweh, and that we have to realize that there's so many different obstacles and different distractions that can take us away from coming close to Yahweh and surrender ourselves to Yahweh and have Yahweh love us the way that He wants us to pay, as we pay attention to Him and His work. The word humble is the action or the fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force. That means that Yahweh is the superior force, and we have to bow down to Him. We have to obey Him. We have to submit to Him because He is the superior force, and He's the one who called the shots, and we have to remember that. We can go on our busy day, and sometimes we forget who is in the control, who is in the control of us, and it's all Yahweh. It's Yahweh who make everything that we see and unseen. He's the one who created everything, and we have to submit to Him and become humble. Once we become humble, then we're ready to learn His way. We have to be yielding, and yielding is of a substance of object given way under pressure, not hard or rigid. So we're talking about yielding. That means that we're given. Sometimes we have to give the pressure. Sometimes there's a pressure that's done on this world that we're living in. There's so much pressure in this world that yielding, when we yell to Yahweh, that we have understanding, and we acknowledge Him, that we know that He is the one who in control of everything. Yielding, submission also means agreement. According to Psalms chapter 69 verses 32, and it says, "The humble shall see this and be glad, and your heart shall live that see God." So those who have agreement with Yahweh, and those who humble themselves to Yahweh, is what Yahweh is going to, we will be able to have be able to see God, that seek God, and in our heart shall live that seek God. So submission is also agreement, because in order for you to submit yourself, to humble yourself, you have to come into agreement with Yahweh, because He's the one who the superior. You have to agree with His word, His understanding, His wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You have to agree with it. You have to submit yourself to be willing to understand His word. Agreement is harmony, or according in opinion or feeling or position, or a result of agreeing. Negotiate. So when we submit ourselves to Yahweh and we humble ourselves, we are negotiating any blessings, any things that Yahweh has given us. We are negotiating with Him as we humble ourselves by arrangement between the parties. So it's when we humble ourselves, that means that we are binding our agreement between Yahweh and ourselves, two parties, as a course of action. So when it says that it takes two, and it takes two to make things work, well, Yahweh is the supreme God, the Almighty God, and He only dwells in those who humble themselves as a child and ready to receive the milk. So I'm going to put a pause into that, and I'm going to come back tomorrow.